Welcome to our visual guide to the best restaurants and authentic Portuguese food in Lisbon. Join us on a culinary journey to the top 10 restaurants and best cocktail bar in the city based on local chefs' opinions plus our own experience. You won't have to watch us eat, just follow along as we guide you through each spot, providing the name, location, and our top picks. Let's dive in. So let me just start out by apologizing in advance for butchering the Portuguese pronunciation of all these restaurants, but feel free to make fun of me in the comments. Nestled in the heart of Lisbon, Uio Uio is a hidden gem that offers some of the most delicious foods in town, if not all of Portugal. I've been to Lisbon twice now, and I literally haven't had a better meal than the one I had at this restaurant. Chef owner Zé's menu celebrates the flavors and techniques of Portuguese cuisine. His migas beef shank sandwich, diced tuna in a lemon butter herb sauce, and pork liver with onions are just a few of the standout dishes that we really enjoyed that showcase the passion and skill for cooking that he has. Each dish is crafted with care and attention to detail, honoring the essence of Portuguese cuisine while also adding his own unique flair. If you're in search of an authentic and unforgettable dining experience in Lisbon, Uio Uio is definitely worth a visit. Chef Zé from Uio Uio sent us over to Tasca Baldraca for lunch the next day, which is a lively and cozy tasca located in Lisbon's Graça neighborhood. They're known for serving up traditional Portuguese dishes with a contemporary twist in a setting that spits in the face of fine dining, which they make very clear with the artwork on the walls. However, the food I had here was as good if not better than most of the fine dining restaurants I've been to in Portugal. With a focus on using fresh, locally sourced ingredients, the chefs there have created a menu that showcases the best of Portuguese cuisine. So I told you I was going to give you the best cocktail bar in Lisbon, and in my opinion, that's Cafe Clandestina. I came here twice. The first time I came, their menu was based off of a spinning globe. You would spin the globe, and whatever country you landed on, the cocktail was based off of that. And if you press pause here, you'll see this year's menu was based off of different Portuguese dishes, which I thought was really creative and super cool. Come here, check it out, talk to the bartenders, they're all very nice, and I guarantee you that you're going to enjoy yourself. One of the most heated debates in Portugal is over who makes the best pastel de nata, one of the country's most famous pastries. After visiting several shops during my 2 trips to Lisbon, it's safe to say that Castro takes the cake, and the locals seem to agree. Their crispy, flaky crust and buttery, creamy custard filling are undeniably delicious, so don't miss out on the chance to satisfy your sweet tooth with 1 or 3 of these delectable treats. Zos Cornos is a small tasca in the Moreira neighborhood and is a Lisbon institution according to locals and many chefs I spoke to at Baldraca and Eurico. I was told to come here and try out their spare ribs, which definitely did not disappoint, and the homey rustic feel of the small tasca with communal seating was very enjoyable. The spare ribs are super tender and they're huge, so please be sure you know that before ordering, or you can opt for their half-rack option. Bifanas do Alonzo is in the same area and is another Lisbon institution famous for their bifanas. I was told you have to eat a bifana if you come to Lisbon, and theirs did not disappoint. Many cafes serve this kind of sandwich consisting of thinly sliced pork that is braised in a white wine and garlic sauce, and you can watch them cook it through their small window out front. Grab a beer and enjoy your sandwich in this small square. I did Pika Pouw to try some classic flavors and dishes of Lisbon. Pika Pouw translates directly to woodpecker in English, but in Lisbon it refers to a dish consisting of seared cubed beef in a wine or beer-braised sauce and seasoned with garlic, pickles, and mustard. The version here was made with high-quality loin and the sauce was silky and rich, absolutely delicious. We also got to try their cabidela, which is only served on Thursdays and it's made from chicken and chicken blood braised with rice. I'd come back here just to try this dish again as I find myself thinking of it often. Another must-try spot when in Lisbon is Cervejaria Ramiro. This famous seafood restaurant made nearly every food show I watched on Lisbon before visiting, so it felt like a rite of passage. They've served up some of the freshest seafood in the city for over 60 years, and the family-run restaurant is a loud and unpretentious spot where sucking the fat out of your shrimp heads is not only allowed, but encouraged. Grab a bottle of wine or a beer and order up anything on the menu and you'll have yourself one of your most memorable meals in Lisbon. Nicolai was a restaurant I really wanted to shout out in this video because it was such a great experience for our family. They're one of 4 restaurants that this group owns in the city, and you can also find Nicolai in Porto. We also tried Basilio, which was another one of their restaurants that was near our Airbnb and had a similar menu and vibe. I highly recommend checking out both of these spots for a healthy and delicious breakfast. When we arrived, the line was down the block, but the hostess ushered us directly to the front of the line because we were dining with our 1-year-old son. That's a common theme here in Portugal, and they really know how to take care of families with children, and I love it here for that reason. Now, I know what you're going to say in the comments, you haters. You're in Portugal. Why are you eating pizza? You can only get good pizza in Italy, blah, blah, blah. But please, hold the sentiment because Pizzeria Lita is definitely an exception to that and was a great break from all the Portuguese food we'd been eating over the course of the 2 weeks we were here. The vibe of the restaurant was very laid back, the staff was super cool, they were playing great music, and the pizza and wine was delicious. My son loved watching the guys make the pizza while we waited for our food, and we'd for sure go back again, and I highly recommend you give them a shot. Be sure not to skip the Basque-style cheesecake at the end. This was one of the best desserts I had the entire time I was in Portugal, and that's no lie. I'm including Kebabish in this video because while there are so many good restaurants to eat in Lisbon, sometimes you just want a quick bite to eat, and nothing hits a spot for me like a good kebab, especially after a couple cocktails from Cafe Clandestina, which is very close by. And the bartenders there told me to check it out. It was their favorite spot, so I came by, tried their kebab, grilled chicken, and both were amazing, and I highly recommend checking them out. So this last one's going to be a bit controversial because I'm sure you've seen Time Out Market in Lisbon on every food guide video you've watched, but it was my least favorite spot in the city. It's overpriced, and almost everything I tried was kind of lousy. So that was Lisbon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was worth your time and you got some good recommendations for good eats. We're headed up to Porto next, and we're driving up the coast, stopping at Nazaré on the way up, and then we will see you in Porto. We have some good recommendations from chefs in Lisbon for places to eat in Porto, and we can't wait. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe.